Out of all the lolcows on the internet, Cyraxx and Daniel Larson are the most similar out of them all. Every lolcow tends to have a defining trait about them, whether it be Chris Chan and Sonichu, King Corba JFS and his mouthwatering cocktails, or even Nova Online and his age play. With Daniel and Cyraxx though, they are truly cut from the same piss-stained cloth, and seeing as Daniel just got released from prison, I feel like it's only right to make this video now. From their music, managers,
it sounds like the relationship with Grace is real,
and special hobbies, we will determine who's the greater lolcow out of the two. Welcome to the Lolcow League, the series that seeks to answer the question, who is the greatest lolcow on the internet? This matchup is a musical one, as we have Daniel Larson versus Cyraxx. To determine this, we will be pitting Cyraxx and Danielson against each other in 3 different categories: Trollability, Incidents, and finally, a category specifically designed for these two musical prodigies, music.
what is going on? Oh god.
And after all this, we will finally see who is the greater lolcow. But first, let's formally introduce our contestants.
You need to grow the fuck up. You need to get a fucking life and stop the bullshit, man.
I'm thinking about sticking it up one end and out the other.
Round 1, Trollability. The first big instance of someone trolling Daniel was Roach Records. Roach Records would help Daniel record his first song, Fake News, which is an absolute masterpiece.
We got fake news.
RNC management, a bunch of geeks. Paper route empire, just a bunch of freaks. You're a fake company.
However, this record deal would not last very long, as a new manager was quickly approaching Daniel, Flexburger. In my opinion, Flexburger is the most important figure out of all of Daniel's trolls. Flexburger is the main troll responsible for revealing Daniel's pedophilic actions, as well as the main troll responsible for documenting most of Daniel's incidents, under the channel name Larson Leak. He began interacting with Daniel in 2021, and is allegedly still in contact to him to this day. Flexburger was able to leak Daniel's pedophilia due to having access to all of Daniel's social medias, including Pinterest. Daniel had been saving several photos of underage girls under a Pinterest board named Girl Crushes, which featured underage Grace Vanderwall and Darcy Lynn Farmer, who were both only 16 at the time. And because of the leaks, Daniel would eventually declare war on Flexburger, shown in this video.
I need you guys, all my fans, to go harass and spam comment. Take it down. And the at Flexburger.
Though even with the president declaring nuclear war on Flexburger, his work would not stop, as his Larson Leak brand is potentially the most comprehensive log of all of Daniel's content and incidents. After Daniel's declaration of war on Flexburger, the two would not interact much post-2021, and Daniel would begin having several new managers enter his circulation. Many of these managers were A-logs themselves, consisting of actual children who would skip school in order to call Daniel and troll him. Though it wasn't until 2023 where Daniel's next most important troll, Clark, would appear. Clark was an A-log manager who managed to troll Daniel for 10 months straight, making him his longest manager yet. Though calling Clark a troll may be a bit disingenuous, as Clark was widely considered to be Daniel's actual friend. Clark would prioritize Daniel over both his family and work, getting in trouble by both for spending an entire Thanksgiving to call Daniel and calling Daniel for a very long time during his shift.
Usually I have to conflict it with my work schedule, so my people at my work are like, who are you on the phone with? When you're talking to this man on Thanksgiving at like 7 o'clock when you have nothing to do and you're just down on the couch. And
Clark would also financially enable Daniel. Great way to spend that college dropout money.
Tried my luck at college and I got kicked out.
However, like all great things, this came to a close in May of 2024. Phone calls of Clark and Daniel surfaced, in which it was revealed that Daniel was arrested by the FBI, after which Clark would finally retire from managing Daniel. Cyraxx's trolls, on the other hand, were much more relentless. For some quick backstory on Cyraxx, he's a juggalo, a fan of the band Insane Clown Posse. And sometime in late 2018, Cyraxx would meet a woman named Candle Smith, a fellow juggalo, or juggalette I should say. They would have a relatively stable friendship up until Cyraxx confessed his true feelings to her, to which she would kindly reject him. But the goblin does not take no for an answer, because instead of just moving on from Candle, Cyraxx would begin stalking and harassing her to the point of Candle faking her own death.
Suicide a couple weeks ago. And now apparently Candle's parents are supposedly gonna try to, do something about it, like press charges on me.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking, that Candle doesn't seem like a troll. And you'd be right. However, one of Candle's mutual friends heard about her situation and ended up referring Cyraxx to a YouTuber. A YouTuber named Music Biz Marty. Music Biz Marty is the Hank Schrader to Cyraxx's Heisenberg, his arch nemesis, though it didn't exactly start like this. Music Biz Marty was an early spectator of Cyraxx and only got engaged with the drama when Cyraxx lost a fake record deal to Bloodshot Records. But this was Music Biz Marty's time to strike, and where Cyraxx's fate was sealed forever. Things would really pick up in 2021, coined by the community as Cyraxx's Golden Age, which would last for 4 years. And during the most notable incidents that happened in this Golden Age, Marty was responsible or took place in 14 out of 22 of these incidents, or in plainer terms, 63.6% of all Cyraxx notable incidents in 2021 to 2025. And the true number is likely much higher, though his golden age ended in 2025 because something atrocious happened. Music Biz Marty passed away.
No, man, that's all you fucking do, Marty. That's all you fucking do, man. You're so keep on. The cops are going to prison. Like what this?
Calm down.
Many in the community thought that this was just Marty faking his own death to troll Cyraxx. However, it was later confirmed by Marty's close friends that the news was true. Cyraxx's apex predator was gone. And with such a hole being created, a subsequent troll power vacuum was inevitable. Some notable trolls who were active before and after Marty's death include William Gloryhole and Cyraxx Video Game, also known as CVG. When comparing Daniel and Cyraxx's trollability, I feel as though the length of their trolling is one of the biggest factors. Length of trolling is directly parallel to their gullibility, which is a key factor of being a lolcow. Daniel was able to cut off his trolls, and so he went through several different managers, the longest of which only being 10 months. While Cyraxx had Music Biz Marty, who trolled him for 4 consecutive years. One may argue that Daniel was more susceptible to trolls. I mean, he traveled around America to find Grace Vanderwall. However, I think the main reason for this was because that Daniel was homeless. There was no one to really stop him from doing what he did, while Cyraxx had his grandmother as his permanent handler. If Cyraxx was homeless, I suspect that his trolls would be able to get away with just as much as Daniel. And due to all this, I believe that Cyraxx wins the trollability category. Round 2. Incidents. Also, if you're enjoying the video, please subscribe.
Thank you all for your support.
Starting with Cyraxx. At this point in the video, you might have noticed something about Cyraxx. That being, he is all bark, no bite. He's very egotistical, very narcissistic, and he thinks he can beat anyone in a fight. However, this all changed with the street fight. February 2023. Marty gets an Airbnb in Akron, Ohio. Marty had previously pulled up to Cyraxx's house in the past, however this time was different. Marty told Cyraxx that he was in town, to which Cyraxx would try to use his Skyrim dragon shouts to ward him off. But this didn't end up being the case, as Cyraxx sprang the fight to Marty. Marty sits calmly outside of his Airbnb, waits, and begins live streaming. 30 minutes later, the goblin surfaces. Marty steps down from the porch he was once perched upon and enters the goblin's attack radius. The goblin lunges, only to be met with a parry from Marty into a punch, causing an eruption of guttural screams.
Why do you leave me alone, boy?
This one attack was all it took to defeat the goblin, and leave only but a ring from where he once proudly stood. After this, Cyraxx would call the police and say that Marty assaulted him. The blow must have been so severe that it shuffled the synapses in his brain, as it was definitely Cyraxx that initiated the fight in the first place. And in the end, Cyraxx would make a diss track on Marty and go on to claim that he won the fight, showing Cyraxx's boundless ego. Though this wasn't the end of Cyraxx and Marty's violent incidents. The assassination incident. On a live stream on November 3rd, 2022, Cyraxx would begin defaming the previously mentioned Candle Smith. This is until a loud pop was heard in the background.
This bitch Candle ran around to everybody, including Music Biz Marty, saying that I raped her when I never even met her. There ain't a goddamn bullet hole, there ain't a scratch, there ain't nothing.
Though the day after, Cyraxx would quickly claim that the loud pop was actually a gunshot, and would show the proof by displaying a bullet hole in his windowsill. Definitely not damaged caulking or a DIY fix to the Goblin Shack. This claim was further backed up by Cyraxx showing a bullet hole in his mattress, which looks suspiciously like a bedbug tunnel, which Cyraxx had been continuously gang-stalked by. Cyraxx would then go on to report Marty, William Gloryhole, and Candle Smith to the police, who would obviously do nothing. Cyraxx would then take this to an international level, accusing Marty of commanding a Mossad task force to take out the Goblin. You know, cause Marty's Jewish. Though speaking of the Mossad and federal task forces, let's move on to Daniel, the Olive Garden incident. The date is December 23rd, 2023. Trolls impersonating the Vanderwall family and other celebrities have told Daniel to meet them at an Olive Garden, and to book a table of 8. Daniel would then seat himself at the table, and proceed to sit there for over 2 hours. Rightfully so, the restaurant staff began to get quite suspicious, as they told him to stop filming, to which Daniel said his management, LBI Entertainment, would not let him do. And this all started to escalate when members of his quote-unquote security team, Tina Vanderwall and Rick Yorn, alerted Daniel that the employees were compromised. The employees were printing out nude photos of Daniel in the back of the restaurant.
We have reason to believe that the documents that the manager was printing off is nude photos of me from a online troll website.
Daniel then began saying that the FBI was in the parking lot in corroboration with the head management to get the manager fired, and that Daniel himself was performing a citizen's arrest on the manager.
I'm performing a citizen's arrest, so the FBI is outside. I have more than enough photos coming in, okay?
Who are you arresting?
I'm arresting every single person here. I'm arresting all employees.
So you're telling me that you're a celebrity?
Yeah.
Finally, the staff calls 911, resulting in one of Daniel's managers telling him to pull the fire alarm, which of course he does. And in the aftermath, Daniel would be charged and arrested, and was also banned from this Olive Garden. Though this incident pales in comparison to the next one we will be talking about. The April 6th meltdown of 2024 is arguably Daniel's most explosive meltdown ever, and would ultimately result in the coup of our beloved president. There were several catalysts in the making of this meltdown, such as Daniel visiting a Buffalo Wild Wings after a troll told him about a job offering, and also his trench foot was getting far worse. What actually began the meltdown was a troll impersonating Bob, one of Daniel's most trusted individuals. At 4 p.m., Daniel would start a live stream titled "Bob, Help Me Now." The video begins with Daniel stating that he needs help before erupting into a frenzy. Daniel began screaming, calling Bob slurs, hitting the ground himself, and eventually threatening to bomb multiple federal buildings.
This is a message to everybody in the world. Fucking kill, kill, kill. Kill. Murder.
And on April 30th, 2024, Daniel would be arrested by the FBI and was held in jail with no bond for 2 years. But as of July 22nd, 2026, Daniel was released from custody. Which now leads us to the question, who had the worst incidents? And I think the answer is pretty clear. Yeah, it's Daniel Larson. Cyraxx's incidents were always contained to his corner of reality, and those that entered it. Rarely did he do anything major to the public to cause distress or be a nuisance. All of Cyraxx's incidents are funnier more than anything else really, except for his propensity to getting catfished by underage people. Though with Daniel, his outbursts were almost always public and destructive to the people and objects around him. Daniel's incidents are truly one of a kind, which is why Daniel gets the point for this category. Round 3, music. The tiebreaker. This one is a big one, and arguably the hobby that got them onto the lolcow map in the first place. But first, let's jump into it with Daniel. I know what you're thinking. How the hell did Daniel make this song? Considering what he is, the vocal mixing and backing track are surprisingly good. However, this is all in part to Bob funding studio recording and producer Tom Capek to mix and master the track. Though I think a much more fair comparison is to look at the unfunded songs that Daniel put out, such as my favorite, Gang Life.
The bitch fell in love with me, pull her like a lasso, I nut on her face, turn that shit into a Picasso.
His lyrics are truly out of this world. I mean, the creative energy and power that went into this song rivals that of Mozart. In all seriousness though, Daniel does seem to have some potential when his songs are mixed for him. Even though his voice isn't the most angelic, it's still better than a lot of the other lolcows. But let's take a look at the Goblin. Can he stack up to Daniel?
All because of all the shit that I've been through, I wake up with this depression, it won't never go away.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's quite of a difference of genre here. Let's look at a different one. Alright, you know what? I think the best way to settle this is a battle between the two.
Easy on the track, let's get it. I'm in the casino, let's bet it. Big bank, I'll rob your bank. Fake teenagers trying to pull a prank.
All you ever do is run your little motherfucking bitch. Not for motherfucking views. All I see is a little retarded ass bitch.
Shake that ass, boy. Shake that ass. Yeah, shake that ass, boy. Shake that ass.
It's time to get fucked.
I'm gay.
And with that, Daniel Larson takes the final point. He will win this episode of the lolcow League and will go on to face Nova Online. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. We have a lot more to cover in the lolcow League series, and I need you guys to be here with me on this journey. If you thought that I got anything wrong with the rankings or the information I put in the video, please leave a comment, as it would help a lot. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a good day. Bye.